Arnold.
What's up? What's up?
Yeah,
Lord Skunk here, lordskunk.com. Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes live show. Man, 2 live shows in a row. We did one yesterday for the heroic AAT tank takedown. If you missed that, you need to go back and watch the replay of that. That was amazing. Over 2.5 hours of pure discussion on the heroic and normal AAT tank takedown. Special guest, Team Skunk, the whole entire guild. It was awesome. It was amazing. Had a great time doing that. I had a lot of positive feedback about that. We're going to have to start doing that more. Very good stuff. We got some good stuff going on tonight. Riemann came back from visiting with Capital Games to give us some good insight on these new ships and other stuff coming up in the show. We got the meta report. We got the top 10. This is going to be the top 10 of all top 10s, the top 10 worst characters in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes version 2, 2.0. We did this before. It was our most controversial and most watched video we've done in the past. So we're going to do that one again for you guys live tonight. You're going to find out who not to farm in Galaxy of Heroes. And who knows? Maybe EACG is watching this and they'll say, hey, you know what? Let's buff some of these characters. Who knows? We'll only have to wait and see. The very first thing that I want to do, very important shout out to all of our patrons. Thank you so much for supporting us. We really appreciate that. The names of our patrons are floating at the top of the live broadcast. Appreciate them. Big shout out to all the people that take the time to support what we do. I mean, this is a regular show that we try to do every Friday. We would like to do more. There's more things that we would like to do. So by you supporting us, we really appreciate that. Also supports the website, the guides, all the good stuff that we have going on over there. Really appreciate that. The other thing is if you're not a patron and you want to become one, you can do so by following the link that scrolls at the top of your screen, or you can go to lordskunk.com, click on support us up at the top, and it'll take you there. Okay, so we got that stuff out of the way. If you got a question for us, we'll answer those later in the show. Follow us on Twitter, LordSkunk1, and use the hashtag AskSkunk. We'll be glad to answer your questions. We got a couple good ones that you guys have been tweeting out over the week that we will answer. So good stuff there. All right, so who's with us here? Who do we got in the chat? We got Cheeky Cutie, it looks like. Is that correct?
Yep, I'm here.
We got Cheeky Cutie. I think I heard Riemann in there. Is Riemann with us?
What's going on?
What's up, buddy? We got McLeod.
Hey.
Talon.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up? And then our boy, good old Maurice. Not only is he a Team Scout member, he's one of our patrons as well, hanging out with us in the Discord chat. So not only do you get to feel good about supporting the LordSkunk.com live shows and all the other stuff that we do, you get to hang out with us in Discord chat while we do the live shows. Pretty freaking amazing. And I'm sure good old Maurice will be also gathering some questions possibly from the live chat. So if you have some questions that you want to ask there in the live chat, if you can't access Twitter or you don't have a Twitter, feel free to post a couple in there and we'll try to grab a couple and answer those later in the show. So lots of good stuff, guys. Lots of good updates with these ships coming out. I know Riemann's going to have a report for us, but what's our overall thoughts so far on these ships? And we released the pilots and their ships. So what are your guys' thoughts on that?
I'm really looking forward to ships. It's been like my biggest excitement since I started playing this game. And I looked in that corner and I saw the ships there. I've been waiting for this from day one, man.
Nice. Anybody else got any input they want to add to the ships? Anything they're excited about?
It's going to be really cool. I'll share some stuff with you later on when we get a bit of the show rolling here.
Nice. All right, good. I'm looking forward to it. So some good stuff we got coming up later in the show with some exclusive looks at the ships. Now, here's the advantage if you're watching this show, okay, that you have over 99.9% of the Star Wars Galaxy Hero player base is that you get the inside scoop here first, always. So this is where you want to tune in every Friday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So thank you for those of us that joined us, and thank you for those that watched the replay of this. We're going to have a great jam-packed show. So here's what I would like to do. I'd like to kind of go over these pilots and their ships. And I got a quick little video I want to put up. This was done by Rex Vasta. He's a Team Skunk member. He also does YouTube videos. Let me see if I can pull up what he gave. He just gave us a quick little slideshow. Let me see if I can find it here. And we'll pull that up. And this is a quick little slideshow of the ships that they announced in this recent update. So let me see if I can get this thing going here. I wanted to put this on my other screen, but unfortunately it just didn't work out that way. See if we can get it here. There we go. We got it up now. Cool. Sorry about that. So the gameplay that you saw there of Baz Malbus, that was from Dr. No Card from Team Skunk. So this is just a real quick slideshow. These are some of the ships and who's going to use them. As you can see, we got Rex and the Clone Sergeant. I got the First Order TIE Pilot, First Order TIE Fighter, Wedge Antilles and Biggs Darklighters and their X-Wings, Poe Dameron and his X-Wing, Resistant Pilot and his Resistance X-Wing. Lots of X-Wings here, guys. We're going to have a whole X-Wing fleet. The U-Wing for Bistan, Geonosian Soldier, Sunfac and the Geonosian Starfighter, Darth Maul and the Scimitar. Scimitar? Is it Scimitar? Ray and Finn are going to be in the Millennium Falcon. What do you guys think about that? Ray and Finn, not Han. What are your thoughts on that? It's kind of, it seems like it could be a little controversial. What do you think?
How can you not have Han in there?
Yeah, it seems a
Well,
little
it depends
strange.
if they're using the new Force Awakens.
There's different versions of the Millennium
They'll
Falcon.
have both.
Oh,
there you go.
so
Information
Rieman's
from
dropping
that.
spoilers on us. Okay, fair
Yeah.
enough. Fair enough. So okay, so
There's an
cool.
old-
So cool. So now we know. Okay, so that's good. Now we know. Let me do this. Let me pull up. Okay, so we got our video up of our Baz Malbus too. We got the. We'll talk a little more about Baz Malbus later in the show as well. What do you guys think about these pilots and their ships? You think they did a good job? I think they did a pretty good job with putting who these people in there. I mean, we got Slave 1 and Boba Fett. That's the biggest thing for me. So, what do you guys think?
Yeah, man, Boba Fett. I've been waiting for that character to get good.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of talk of maybe Boba Fett getting a rework at some point down the road. So your prayers might be answered.
I would be really excited to see that. But back to the ships. I mean, all the pilots that are there, they're all great. I mean, if anybody hasn't been farming pilots for the past 2 weeks, getting prepared for this, you're gonna be behind. I'm sorry. So get on that right now.
Get on the pilot train quickly. Yeah, so how are you guys doing on your fleet commanders? Because that seems to be the most important right now, the fleet commanders. So we have Admiral Akbar, we have Mace Windu, and we have Grand Moff Tarkin. How you guys looking on that front?
Pretty good. I mean, I've got them all pretty much done except for Mace Windu.
Yeah,
Mace Windu.
Yeah.
I stayed away from Mace Windu like the plague as far as I could this whole time. But
he's last to farm.
Unfortunately, he's reared his ugly face, and now I have to farm him.
Mace actually happened to be one of the 5 Jedi I used to get Yoda, so I'm pretty stoked he'll be good for something now.
Nice, very good. Well, I ended up getting I have all 3 at 7-star, and they're all Gear 9. So I'm gonna be happy with that for right now. We talked a little bit about that yesterday during the show. I'm pretty happy with where they're at. I know a lot of people are trying to get them Gear 11 and stuff. I just don't really think my Grand Moff Tarkin needs to be at Gear 11. I mean, there's so many other good Empire characters coming out. I'd rather focus on a team with that than put all my efforts into Grand Moff Tarkin. So I'm gonna hope. I don't know. We won't find out for a couple more days, but I'm gonna hope that my Gear 9 characters will get me through.
Well, you're going to want to look at the characters for the ships as kind of essentially, sort of like gear for the ships.
Okay. So you keep dropping these little tidbits. We better just go into Riemann. Let's just let Riemann get his thing out of the way, and then we'll know. Because everything we talk about, he's dropping us these little Easter egg tidbits. So
Well,
let's do this. Let's do this. Let's unveil what has happened. So first off, Riemann got an opportunity to go out to Capital Games and meet with them, and he got an opportunity to look at the ship preview and some other things. He did a 7-star TIE Fighter pilot review too that needs to come up. We'll get that up on loreshunt.com as well. But he did some good stuff there. So tell us a little bit about your adventure and what you got to do. He told us yesterday that he did get to fly a ship. So I do know that. So other than that, I don't know. So tell me. I'm excited to hear about it.
Okay, well, basically, they flew us out for a recording event, specifically for the ships, being unveiled. Now that they've released the date that they're going to release the ships, you obviously know it's coming soon. So that's why they brought us out there now. And there's a lot of things you got to look at with this. I mean, it's like really a huge update.
Okay, did we lose him?
I think we did.
Okay, so we got a huge update. So we kind of knew that.
Yeah, I think also before we got on, we were having a little talk about it, and it's a lot of content. I asked him if it's gonna double the size of the game, and he said just about. So we're looking at essentially a whole new game as an add-on to the game, which sounds awesome.
Nice. Well, another thing too, just so people can keep in mind, okay, and I'm just going to play both sides of this, okay, because I'm excited for ships. Don't get me wrong, I'm absolutely 100% excited, but you don't have. I mean, you could play this game the way that we play it right now, and you don't have to do ships. Okay, I mean, if you hear a lot of people, okay, a lot of people have talked to me. I've seen a lot of people in a lot of different forums, a lot of different areas where people are like, man, I just don't have enough time. There's too much. There's too much stuff going on. Which me, I don't really mind the content. I mean, I enjoy the content. I'd rather have more content than less content, right? But people are saying, oh, you got these multiple raids now. You got these tournaments. You got this, and the tournaments are really just a tournament of time. If you really, we'll talk probably more about this a little later, but the main thing is that you don't have, if you really are that pressed for time and you're more of a casual player, because we do have a lot of casual players that watch the show, watch the replays for sure. You don't have to do ships. So we'll find out more. Riemann will tell us a little more. I think he's back. He'll tell us a little more about ships, and we'll obviously learn more come Tuesday. But you don't have. I mean, don't freak out about it. You don't have to do it. If you don't have the characters and all this other stuff, you can still play the game the way you play the game. Okay.
You can still play the game the way you play the game. Ships is going to be like an added faction or part to it, but it will kind of get interwoven into the fabric ultimately. So you're going to. I mean, eventually you'll have to do ships. It's just like, I mean, you don't have to worry if you don't have all the characters maxed. You don't have to worry if you aren't prepared for it. They're trying to, listen, in the past, updates that we've had have rolled out without as much preparation as they're trying to give us now. So they're understanding of the fact that people, aren't just going to be able to, just roll with the punches all the time like some other people are. So they're making it kind of possible for people that aren't necessarily spending much money or aren't necessarily as developed as some other players are to give them a chance as well. So I can't really give you too much details to what they're doing to help accommodate people, but I can tell you that when ships do roll out, even if you're not necessarily prepared, you'll have enough to get started, no matter what.
Is this going to be much of a kind of chase situation where people are going to get really far ahead and it's going to be hard to catch up, or is more of like a slow rollout that you were suggesting, that it's not completely?
It's not just that it's not that it's a slow rollout. I mean, listen, day one, you'll be able to buy stuff. I mean, of course, you know what I'm saying. So there are going to be people that jump ahead because they're paying, and there are going to be people that are that have to catch up a little bit because they're not paying. Okay, but that doesn't mean that you're going to fall insurmountably behind, that you're not going to be able to compete. I mean, ultimately, once you're building up your ships and your characters that man those ships or that are crew for those ships, you'll eventually catch up and you'll start to become competitive. I mean, it's the same thing as, let's say, Arena is now. I mean, even though you may have access to somebody now that's pay to play, there's still always going to be an option for somebody who's farming to counter that, and over time, you'll catch up and be able to compete there. And I'm sure they'll come out with packs and starter packs and all different things. And after ships roll out, just like with any other update, they'll take player feedback and see like what's working and what's not, and make adjustments.
And does it affect any other areas of the game in terms of catching up? Does it, like, apart from you can get gear and stuff from, I imagine, reward, it's not ultimately really tied into any other parts of the game?
it's it's not essential for all other parts, but I mean, you're going to have like, ships is going to be added to like a portion, like certain activities in ships is going to be added to like your daily challenges and stuff like that.
Okay. But in terms of literally the other parts of the game, like arena or the chances, it's not really going to be affecting that too much.
No, it's not going to directly affect your current arena or your galactic war or anything like that. It's not going to affect your raids or anything like that. Now, if there ever is something like a ship raid or something like that, then that'll start to affect guilds. But we're not there yet, so.
Well, what's the point? I mean, they brought out, a few people out to their studios. Let's let the audience know kind of what are their thoughts? What are they trying to accomplish? I mean, what are their goals here by bringing people out there? I mean, what is
they've been working night and day on this update for months and months and months. I mean, I'll tell you, those people are work really hard, and it's a big update. So it's not like what you think. I know. I can't really stress like how big it is, because I mean, it's just. It's kind of everywhere, and it's still kind of centralized to what it is by itself as well. So it does sort of take effect in different locations, but it doesn't like directly affect, like, let's say your arena team or your galactic.
No, I'm not talking about ships. I'm not talking about ships. What's the point of them bringing people out to their studios? What are they trying when they sit you down and they talk to you? I mean, obviously they're gonna tell you one thing, but what do you get? I mean, what's your feeling that you get that's the point of them doing this? I mean, what are they trying to accomplish?
They're trying to, to support the people providing content on their product. They're basically trying to give us, a look at some of the content in advance, so that when things like this do come out, unlike maybe what would happen with mods, people are a little bit more prepared for what they're coming up against. So, I mean, for example, if let's say when mods had come out, they had 3 or 4 or 5 YouTubers over there that kind of had a good understanding of what mods were and how to use them, and they made some how-to videos in advance, so that when mods came out, like people didn't freak out. Maybe that update might have worked out a little bit differently.
Like a little demo video.
Yeah, I mean, like one of the biggest problems with that update was that people just were confused and didn't understand how mods worked and which mods they should invest in, which mods they shouldn't, and
So what you're saying their goal is that they want people to be able to spread some of the information about the updates and what they're trying to do. Is mainly the gist of it.
They want people to spread some information about it, so people are more aware and kind of have a better idea of what's going on with these updates when they roll out. It's sometimes not everybody goes to the forums to look at the update notes. Not everybody goes and really gets all the info that they need before they start making investments or making moves in the game. So what happens is people make mistakes. So what they're trying to do is just basically give as much info out there as they can through all different channels to see if people can pick up more info about the updates and be able to better handle them, and just kind of also on top of that to give a buzz to the products when they're released. I mean, they're releasing a new Chromium character or a new Rhodium character or a new raid or a new aspect of the game like ships here. You want people to be excited about it. So a great way to do that is to kind of have maybe in advance a little bit, like some looks at some gameplay and people that just kind of break down what you can expect.
Okay, so what do we got? So what can you tell us about ships? And not, I mean, nothing vague. Not they're exciting or this or that. What can you really tell us about ships that can help us get prepared?
Are you trying to be play like good cop bad cop here with me?
No, I just want to know. I mean, what I mean, you everything that you told us was what you told us before the last time you were there. I mean, we got to have something new. There's got to be something good that we got. I mean, what do we got? I'm excited. I mean, you got me excited last time. You already got me warmed up. Okay, I'm already warm. Now what do you got to make me hot?
Well, okay. So I mean, like, what would you like to know?
Well, just tell me what you can tell me. I mean, I'm sure they said you could say this, you could say that. I mean, I don't I don't know. I don't know anything about about the ships. So I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't know what to ask really.
Okay.
Well, let me ask you this. Okay, let me ask you this. I do got a question. And then I'll let you answer it. So we got these 3 fleet commanders. Okay, we got 3 fleet commanders, and then we got all these other characters that were released, which we can actually go over. We got Slave 1 and Boba Fett. Ahsoka Tano, we got TIE Fighter Pilot, we got Fives, we got Rex, we got a whole list of characters. Even Jedi Counselor Plo Koon made this list. So we got all these different characters, all these different ships. Can you at least tell me the importance of these pilots and where they and the importance of the fleet commanders? Where do those lie? What's more important to me as a player? What do I want to focus on? Do I want to focus on pilots? Or do I want to focus on fleet commanders?
Well, you want to focus on both. They're both important. The fleet commanders are obviously a necessity because they're going to be your core on every team. You have to have a fleet commander with you every time you go out to battle. So I would say, I guess the priority would be fleet commanders, but the pilots are, much like I said to you a little bit earlier, kind of like the gear for the ships. Okay, so what they are is like they bring not only like abilities to the ships, but also like their power level and their gear level and their mods like directly affect the ships and their attributes.
So if you've modded somebody for crits, will that ship crit more?
It's not one for one like that, but it every adjustment that you make to the character, it's not like if you increase the speed of the character that it's going to increase the speed. Let's say you increase the speed of Rey by 1, that the ship is going to increase by speed by 1. But it all has an effect. So like it can decrease or increase the speed as well. Yeah.
Okay, so we got probably, I'm looking at this list here of all the characters and the pilots, the ships and the pilots. I mean, that's a big list. I mean, that's more than I would need for the heroic AAT tank takedown raid. There's more characters there, and there's a lot of characters there that I don't really particularly care about. Like I mean, I'm not going to focus on Jedi Counselor, Plo Koon, characters like that. So where is me as a player? Okay, because this is why you said they had you go there, and this is so this is good. I want to know. So me as a player, where I can't focus on all 35 or whatever these are pilots. I mean, it's just not realistic. So I mean, can I just focus on the characters that I've been focusing on, like my Rex, my Fives? I mean, my Ahsoka, I have Ahsoka Tano up. I use her sometimes in a raid. Some of these characters, or do I have to go out and try to focus on all these characters?
No, you don't have to focus on all the characters. I mean, ultimately, of course, just like any part of the game, you want to collect them all at some point. But nobody's supposed to have that kind of stuff ready right off the bat. Also, bear in mind, like I said, there's going to be some stuff that's given to you. So, I mean, like, just be prepared for that. They're going to give you some stuff to get started with. And again, I don't want to tell you specifically what they're going to give you, but they're going to get you started with ships where you're going to be able to have your own ships activated first day, all this stuff. I mean, you're not going to be going in there without a ship, like just starting from nothing, just trying to get something going. Kind of like when you start the game where they give you they're going to give you some ships and characters and things like that.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you're going to get, based on what they put in the notes, it looks like you're going to get Resistance Pilot, Resistance X-Wing, Counselor and Jedi Counselor Starfighter, Imperial TIE Pilot and Imperial TIE Fighter, Clone Sergeant Phase 1 and ARC 170, First Order TIE Pilot and First Order TIE Fighter. And then for the Fleet Commanders, Admiral Akbar and Home 1, Grand Moff Tarkin and Executrix, and Mace Windu and Endurance. So it looks like those are probably what you're going to get, your newbie stuff that they give you, like you're referring back when you start the game. So I can see that. That makes sense. And based on their notes, that, it looks like that all kind of correlates. So that's good stuff that we'll at least have something. So like, kind of going back to my previous question. So like Jedi Counselor, like, I'm not going to focus on Jedi Counselor, putting a lot of resources into him. Resistance Pilot, I did a little bit in because I'd use them for the mods. Okay. Really none of the characters on this particular list are characters that I use normally, or have put a lot into. I mean, so how big of a deal is that going to be for me to not focus on these and move to the other ones?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, initially you're going to just deal with what's given to you, right? And you're going to try to
It's going to kind
work
of get
with
you through,
that.
basically, is what you're saying.
They got to get you through the beginning,
Okay.
and then you're going to be able to, to farm
Kind of
things
flesh things out the way I want them to be.
you're going to be able to farm things through various different ways to get or achieve the ships and characters that you want to use. You know what I mean, so you're not going to be like limited to like only having Jedi Consular and TIE Fighter Pilot and these characters. I mean, you're going to be able to get Ahsoka and her ship as well, and all these different things that you want to get. It's just you have to over time start to build those things up. So I mean, maybe for example, maybe. Maybe the Millennium Falcon, or maybe Slave One is not the ship you get right away. You don't have Boba Fett, let's say, for example. You may have to over time start, farming Boba Fett, and then, start farming Slave One, and just trying to, get that ready so that at some point you could just slap your Slave One into the rotation, But you're going to have ships. You're going to have your capital ship, which is basically like the leader of your ship crew. Like you're going to have you're going to have your ships out there, and then I'd say like the capital ship is basically like the leader of the ship, and it kind of does various different things. Like it can heal your ship. It can give buffs to the ship. It can call in other ships to help, like reinforcements and things like that. So it's pretty cool. Again, there's so much to cover with this that it's like you couldn't the toughest thing I had to deal with when I was out there was trying to figure out how I could really explain this. You know what I mean? Because it's not like I could just sit down and in 5 minutes really just give you a breakdown of what ships is. There's a whole new. You're talking about all new like abilities. Basically, if you look at the ships as characters, you're talking about like a whole bunch of new characters just being added to the game at once. You know what I mean? And there's all new abilities. There are all new synergies to look at. There's new types of currency that you're going to have to look at. New types of ability mats. You know what I mean? You're talking about a lot of different things. And it's really interesting. I'll tell you that to get to a point like where we really fully understand like what's going to work with ships and what's not, and what the best way to go is, what ships are the best to start with. It's going to take time, trial and error, just like anything else.
Okay, good. So well, that was good. That's good information. What do you guys got? You got any questions about ships?
Yeah, just more practical ones maybe then, because obviously he can't break the whole thing down. So you said you flew a ship. So are you actually flying free controlling a ship, or is it predetermined actions like we have now in the battle?
It's not like free floating ships like in space. No, it's not like you're just going from.
Dude, that would be awesome. If you could just grab your phone and like you turn it, you know what I mean? Like some of those games, and you're actually flying. That would be sick.
Not like it's like an open world where you're just endlessly flying about. But are you actually in control of the ship? Like up,
does
down,
the ship move or does it fly? Is what he's asking.
Yeah.
No. It's just it's kind of stationary, kind of like where you're at now. Like but that's
still turn-based strategy kind of format.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, so my hopes and dreams of flying around the galaxy are now dashed. Thanks a lot, Riemann. Appreciate it.
Well, it's not quite what you think either. It's not the same type of gameplay that you're involved with now. With the capital ships, kind of change that significantly because there's a whole bunch of other aspects. First of all, you're going to have like pretty much everything that you have now with characters is going to now also exist with ships, if that makes any sense.
What did you say? I missed the part.
And this is probably the biggest hint I can give you is that like pretty much everything that you have now with characters, you're going to also have with ships.
Okay. I don't know what that means, but
Does that mean that we're going to have
It's a
different
whole
abilities to
extra
level up
game.
with the ships and so on and so forth? Different gear to put on the ships?
Everything that you have right now with characters, you're also going to have with ships.
Well, it sounds like we're going to have to unlock the ship, level it up, just like we would level up a character, put gear on it, put mods on it.
Yeah, it's like we were suggesting earlier. It's basically doubling the game.
Well, let me put it this way, okay? I'm just going to say this because I don't know, because I haven't played it. Is that I hope my hopes were dashed a little bit when he said I don't get to fly a ship around. Okay, so that's a little upsetting. I hope it's not a bunch more menial tasks that we got to do in the game. You know, just a bunch more nonsense we need to focus on. I mean, I just hope that it's implemented well and that it's implemented exciting for the masses. I know it's exciting when you're there. I know it's exciting when you're there and you're checking it out for the first time. And all that stuff. I'm talking about as a mass appeal. That's what I always look at because that's going to determine the health of the game. Is the mass appeal. So
I think there's a lot of mass appeal to this, to be honest.
Good. Okay, good. Well, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. We're going to be having that on Tuesday. So Tuesday, the update is going to drop for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. You're going to have to go into your Google Play or iTunes store and manually update the game. If you don't do that on the 22nd, then on the 23rd, it's going to force you to update. So, again, we just read who those are, what characters you're going to start out with. If you want to check out more on that, you can head over to loreskunk.com. There's an update there on the ships and all kinds of other good stuff that we have regarding guides and whatnot to kind of help you get prepared. For those of you that are still focusing on the AAT tank takedown or still trying to get through that heroic or maybe even normal mode, we do have the guide up for you guys. It is tiny. You can actually get to it. There's a tinyurl.com/tankraid. If you want the quick URL to get there, it'll take you right into the guide. We just did an update on it today. So there's some additional stuff. And make sure you check out that video we did yesterday. There's some good stuff, step-by-step directions on what to do within the AAT tank takedown. So let's do this. Let's move on. Want to get into our meta report then? Is that what we're looking to do? McLeod, are you ready to do that?
Yep, let's do it.
All right, you're coming in real quiet, so I don't know what's going on. If it's your mic or what's the deal?
All right, I don't know, but
that's better.
That?
Good, very
okay.
Good. All right, cool. So we'll get into the meta report here in just a minute. But I just want to remind everybody, if you do have a question for the live show that you want answered, you could tweet now or throughout the week. You can do this throughout the week. You don't have to do it always during the live show. You can actually do this, so we're prepped for it, so you're ready to go. You can follow LordSkunk1 on Twitter and use the hashtag AskSkunk. We'll be glad to answer those at the end of the show. I think we may have a special appearance. You know what we do? We have a special appearance from a good friend of mine. He's like a brother to me. He is a world-renowned electronic dance music DJ, and that is Dartron. What is up, Dartron, my brother? Dartron, wake up. Quit petting the cat. Turn your mic on. We had to bring Dartron in because we are doing the top 10 worst characters 2.0. So after the meta report, we'll get into that. So hopefully Dartron will have his mic on by then. Maybe he's feeding his cat right now, cleaning out the litter box. So we'll see. Okay, so let's get over here to our meta report.
Okay, we're going to try and keep this tight because we went over time and with the ships there, but it's all good stuff. And that's just kind of easy because in terms of the leaders this week for the meta report, you've got virtually no change at all. There's been no new entries. And the only real change, as usual, is the top 3 that are always there. We're talking Wedge, Lando, Rex, your General Wix combo. They swap places. So Wedge is ahead of Lando this week, just. And down at the bottom there, Gundy's kind of swap places with Old Ben there, or they're basically going head to head. And that's about it. There's been no real change there at the moment. So if you move swiftly on to the squad members, we do actually have
some Millennium Falcon going to be on the meta report next week.
I don't know. Do you think meta ship report is something that's in our future here?
I don't know, Riemann. Only you can tell us that, and you won't tell us anything. Yeah. So
I won't tell you anything. I think I've told you a lot.
You told me it's fun, it's exciting. We're all going to look forward to it. It's going to be a game changer. But I don't know any inside information whatsoever about the ships.
Okay, I finished feeding my cat.
I mean, I'm gonna message. Who's the guy you told me about to just join Team Swgoh? I'm gonna message Arnold, and I'm gonna see if he can maybe give me come on the show and give me some insights about the thing, because you just told me it was fun and exciting. The same thing you told me 2 weeks ago when we talked about this thing. So listen, I'm not trying to bust balls here. I mean, I'm just I got a show to run here. Okay, I got to bring the masses the scoop. All right.
Arnold now is trying to solo a raid for us over in Zai. So.
Well, this is what I can tell you. Okay, I can tell you that it's not going to be like when people take a look at this for the first time. It's gonna kind of be a little overwhelming at first, because it's gonna seem like it's a lot, and it is. So, what I can tell you is that you're gonna have your capital ships are. Give me 1 second here.
Looks like he has a dog issue. I have a cat issue.
You got the cat issue. He's got the dog issue. It's always something with these guys. Listen.
Meow.
Listen, guys. I'm not. Hey, I'm not trying to. I just want to get to the meat and potatoes of this thing, man. You know what I mean? I just want the meat and potatoes.
The dogs and cats, please.
Yeah. Keep the veggies. Hey, keep the veggies. The veggies always sound good. The veggies always sound good, but I want the meat and I want the potatoes. What is it? Give me the goodies.
You want the goodies and that's it?
I don't want the veggies, man. Leave that stuff out. That's what your parents teach you when you're a kid. Like, oh, it's so great, it's so good for you, it's so exciting. Now, I don't care about that. I want the meat, I want the potatoes, and I want it. Give it to me.
Steak, baby.
Off-air personal update later. I don't think Riemann wants to burn his bridges over there at CG and EA.
No, but they got to give him something that he could tell us. I mean, what's the point of doing all this? You can't tell us something.
It'll come. It's coming Tuesday. We're not that far.
Well, I'll find out with everybody else on Tuesday. I mean, you don't need anything special to do that. So, okay, cool. So let's go back to the meta report. Then we'll finish this up. So we just did our leaders. Now we're looking at our members for rank 1.
Yeah, the only real exciting thing here we have in the squad member makeup is Shore Troopers moving on up the ranks. He was in and out of the bottom there, dropped in, dropped out, swapping places with B2 Super Battle Droid, but he has clearly moved right in. Say again?
Not sure. So that concludes our meta report then?
So that's it. Shore Troopers.
So pretty much the same then. Not much then. Not much has
Otherwise,
changed.
Exactly the same on all fronts. No new entrants. No new anything at the bottom or at the top. Just the usual musical chairs around there. But Shore Trooper is making a move, and he's come up above Rex and Super Battle Droid and Son of Fact. So
nice. Yeah, Super Battle Droid man is getting close for me. I was gonna do my live. I'm going to be level 85. I could do it. I was going to try to do it live on the show, but you know what? We got this really cool gameplay from Baz Malbus that No Card sent over to us. I really appreciate him doing that. So I want everybody to have a chance to check out old Baz Malbus. I hope everybody's doing good on their tournaments that has attempted to do their tournament so far to try to get their Chirrut Imwe to go along with Baz if they have them. So,
where you at?
What?
Where are you at in the tournament?
I haven't even gotten the tournament yet. I've been so busy today. I haven't even joined. I usually join about 11 or 12 o'clock at night. Is usually when I join the tournament, which seemed to work out well for me. I joined real early the last time, and I got in probably an hour after it opened, and I finished in the top 100. And then I got in real late the last time, and I finished in the top 100. So I think as long as you keep that good strategy, we kind of talked about it last week in the show. Just sticking to your goal of being in the top 100. I think you'll be okay. I mean, I'm not going to sit there. I'm not going to take the time. The time investment, I've already talked to some of these guys, to get to number 1. I mean, you told me a little bit about it too. It's just so much time investment that, I mean, to me personally, it's just not worth it. So, but, hey, I hope everybody's doing good in their tournament. We'll talk more about the strategies probably on the next live show. We're going to be doing these tournaments probably every 2 weeks, so we'll continue to flesh out strategies for them and have good stuff. But if you haven't started the tournament yet, make sure you head over to lorescant.com, click on the or you can click on the top 10 list or search top 10. We did the top 10 arena or squad tournament defense teams, so those are up there. A lot of people like that list we're doing. So speaking of top 10, it is time to move in to our top 10 list of the week, and this is our top 10 worst Star Wars Galaxy Heroes 2.0. But I want to preface this with our last one was a very fun and controversial list. And we brought in a special guest. I believe he's with us now. Dartron, are you with us?
Yes, I am. Without the cat this time.
Nice. Dartron killed his cat so he could be on the show.
I didn't kill my cat.
Oh, you didn't murder it? Okay, so it's still alive?
No, it's
Good.
still alive.
It's cat Copernicus.
Nice. Well, hey, just real quick. I mean, the last top 10 list made Dartron internet famous. He's already famous. He's a world famous electronic dance music DJ in Canada. But the last live show made him world famous with Throw It in the Ocean. So we'll see if we possibly get another Throw It in the Ocean. So
you might get a couple. You might
get a couple.
You might get plenty. Depends who they are.
All right, we'll see. We will see. So let me pull this thing up here, and then we'll start this thing off. Okay, so here we are. It's the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes top 10 list. These are the top 10 worst characters in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Okay, this is 2.0. Now, we did a previous version of this, which was our most viewed and controversial video to date on the LordSkunk.com YouTube channel. So these are our new one. This is our 2.0. Okay, so just real quick on the notes, just give you a backdrop. The most popular Lord Skunk video segment is back for another round. These characters are so bad, they should be taken from Castaspella's house on Dartron's bicycle and thrown directly into the ocean. Okay, these characters are judged on their difficulty to acquire, their excessive gear requirements, and their general uselessness in any facet of the game. And let's just recap what our previous version 1 top 10 worst characters in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes were. Number 10 was Chewbacca. Number 9 was Magma Trooper. Number 8 was Talia. Number 7 was Night Sister Acolyte. Number 6 was, what was that one shaman, or not shaman, but the Tusken. What was that one Tusken's name, Riemann? I can't remember how to pronounce it. He knows how. What was it? All right, got it.
He just sounds like a dog.
Number 5, Cad Bane. Number 4, Coruscant Underworld Police. Number 3, Mob Enforcer. Number 2, Ugnaught. And number 1, which Riemann sold his car to get, Darth Maul, which was very disappointing. So we're going to see if any of these characters make the list again, or if since that time, it's been about 5 months, see if in 5 months EACG has improved these characters any, or if any of the updates that have been implemented to the game have improved. So let's get into the top 10 worst characters of Farm in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes 2.0. All right, coming in at number 10, Count Dooku, the meta arena leader of the spring, has joined the refuse pile by fall. His leader ability is marginally useful in the AAT area. AAT, I don't even know what this means. AAT, tank, and arena, I'm assuming. But you are better off literally every other Dodge leader. And other Dodge leaders are going to be like Old Ben, Luminar, etc. He has no synergy with anyone except Palpatine, and only if he is not your team leader. So he is still despised, but soon to be forgotten. Wow. Okay, so Count Dooku is number 10 on our list. Riemann, what do you think about Dooku?
I mean, I think he's about number 10. No, I mean, he's obviously had his time in the sun, and that time has passed quite some. I mean, Old Ben lasted longer than he did, and I don't know. I mean, he's just too squishy, and there's just not enough synergy for Sith in the game right now for him to be a viable character.
I will say one good thing about Dooku is that he holds that lightsaber like a pimp cane. What do you think we should do with him, Dartron?
He should be on 11th and start walking to the ocean.
Nice. All right, so that's you got the verdict there. Okay, coming in at number 9, General Veers. 2 months ago, he had a smidgen of value to secure the Empire Mod Challenge victory, but with the release of TIE Fighter Pilot and Shore Trooper, that time is decidedly over. He requires a ton of precious raid gear, and the end result is a character which is long dead before he can impact the battle in any way. Wow. Riemann, what about General Veers?
Yeah, that's a pretty good assessment. I mean, he sucks. There's just not a ton of value to him. He has a similar leader ability to Darth Vader, except Darth Vader's is just better, and Darth Vader sucks. So it's like, I don't know. He just, his AOE has a really cool animation. You can give him that.
Nice. He was really tough there for just a brief moment in the daily challenges. Remember that?
Yeah, and I mean, he had, like I said, he has a if there was like a significant like beef to maybe Empire's damage, like kind of like Wedge gives to Rebels. I mean, maybe he could see someday, but I mean, I don't know. He's really bad.
Dartron, what do you think we should do with him? Keep him, or is he going somewhere?
He needs to go into Death Star and die with it and going into dead space.
All right. You heard it there, folks. Okay, number 8. Wow. Wow. Shocker here, guys. Baz Malbus. Number 8, Baz Malbus. How do you make a potentially great character one of the worst to farm? You put him behind a $2,000 plus paywall and make his partner exclusive to the tournament. All you have to do to make this character excel is sell your car and spend 20 hours or more grinding your ally tokens to hold on to your tournament shard. No naps for you, Riemann. What do you think, Riemann? You going to get Baz Malbus or what?
Eventually, yes. I think I don't think I'm going to go all in on this tournament. I think I'm just going to kind of play it like you did last time with trying to maybe stay in the top 100. But I'll probably go give it a shot on the next one. I really went kind of all in with
Short Trooper.
Sword Trooper, and for good reason. That was a character that I really wanted. I'm not quite as excited as about Chirrut Imwe as I was about Short Trooper. So he's a really cool character. I got to play with him at the EA Studios, and I have some gameplay for him as well that we're going to probably be uploading to some to the Skunk site also. So. So we'll be able to take a look at him probably over the weekend, in actual gameplay at max level. So
now, Dartron, it costs you at least half or less. There's actually less, I believe, half or less of what it takes to get Baz Malbus. It took you to get Sunfac. So what are you thinking? Are you going to resurrect the old Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes account, come back and come out with a blaze of Baz Malbus glory?
He's not even worth it.
You're out?
Without the tournament character, he's basically no good without him. He's synergy good with him, but other than that, he's not even worth it getting.
Put him in the ocean.
Let's
put him in the ocean.
That's not true. That's not true. I'll tell you. From what I've seen, Baz Malbus is badass. I mean, he starts off the match like kind of like Short Trooper does with Taunt. He starts off the encounter with Taunt and Retribution.
So here's what I would say to get Baz Malbus. Okay, so let's look at getting Baz Malbus. Okay, all kidding aside for a second, because there are people that are going to want to get him. Okay,
behind a wedge leader with Taunt, kind of like Sunfac, where you hit him, he counterattacks you. He's going to have Retribution, which is 100% counterattack, and he behind the wedge leader was doing like 9-10k damage with his basic. So I mean, like if he's counterattacking for 9-10k, I mean. He's pretty good. He does an AOE dispel. He has that. He does have that synergy with Chirrut, but don't make no mistake about it. Baz Malbus can be good without Chirrut. So
here's what I would tell people that want to get Baz Malbus. I would say if you have some of your crystals saved up, or you want to get some crystals, maybe try a couple chromium packs. See if you can unlock Baz Malbus. If you can unlock him, what does he unlock at? Is it 4 stars?
3 stars.
3 stars. So if you can get him unlocked, that would be great. And then what a lot of people are doing is farming him out of the shipments. Now, if you farm a character out of shipments, we've already done the math on this. If you take him from 0 to 7 star, it costs you about $175. So under $200 to do it. So I know people want certain people in the world wanted him really bad, and some spent up to $2,500 getting him. That's not in the realm of possibility for myself and probably majority of the viewers that watch this. So, but if you wanted him and you got him, hey, great, congratulations, that's cool. We looked at some of his gameplay. There's people in Team Skunk that have him. That's really cool. But if you want to go maybe more for a little bit longer farm and still be able to get this character, maybe try to get him unlocked at 3 star. out of a Chromium pack, and then just start working on getting him out of shipments. Now you can still start. Wait, I'm gonna just finish with this. You can still start getting him out of shipments. Just make sure if you get him enough to unlock him, don't unlock him if you're gonna try to open a couple Chromium packs, because you'll get the bonus shards. Riemann taught us that trick a few months back, so it's good. What were you saying, McLeod?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, just the list. Although some of the characters are just bad, part of the list, some of them are on the list not because the characters are necessarily bad, because they're just a really hard farm. So there is that caveat too. The list is a kind of a balance of both of those things.
That is true.
Yeah.
And don't worry. After I said when I actually do the actual video of this, when I cut it and edit, after I said no naps for you, Riemann, well, everything else that we talked about, Baz Malus, will cut out. So none of this even will exist in the future. So let's look at number 7, Mob Enforcer.
Why wouldn't that be in there?
Because by that point we don't need to talk about Maz Balbus. There won't be a reason to talk about him. I mean, it'll be long down the road from that point. I mean, we're not going to talk about farming him and all that stuff at that point. Yeah. So number 7, Mob Enforcer. A character which is so boring and useless that you forget he is still in the game now, and it's so bad that Mob Enforcer is actually a girl. So we didn't even know. Whoever wrote this guide, hint Malubine, called him a man, when it's actually a woman. Her abilities give her turn meter and health exactly what a limp noodle of a tank needs. If he, which is really a she, would be even higher if she didn't have a smidge of value as a scoundrel in the mod challenge and credit heist events. However, if you are relying on a geared Mob Enforcer to carry you to victory, you may want to reassess your roster. What do you think, Cheeky Cutie? This is the first female to enter our top 10 list. What are your thoughts on Mob Enforcer? Did you get her because she's a girl?
No, I'm pleased.
Did you know she was a girl? Did you know she was a girl?
Yes, I did.
You did?
Yes.
Okay. All right, fair enough.
And I have not invested in her at all.
Not even one shard? Not one shard into Mob Enforcer?
She's on 20 of 25, but none of those were farmed intentionally. That would have been a chance.
Fair enough. All right, Riemann, how's your Mob Enforcer? Do we lose them?
Well, if we've lost Riemann there, I will say she did have one use early on in the credit heist. The defense down that she provided made it a little easier to get through that to take out the opponents there a little quicker. It's kind of useful, and she didn't.
Then they released 88, all those other characters as scoundrels.
Yeah, but just before then, she had that little, again, if you want to go back to the Mallubine's words, a smidgen of use there for a while there.
Sure. She's probably the worst in the game, to be honest with you. I personally think.
All right, fair enough. Well, what should we do with her, Dartron?
For me, I know she's garbage, but in Cataspella's mind, she's golden.
All right, so should we keep her for a little while? Maybe she stays out of the ocean for right now. What do you think?
Yeah,
maybe not all 10
after send her out to raft.
Yeah, maybe we just give her a raft. Maybe we give her a little blow up. No, hey, Malubine called her, said that she has a limp noodle. So we'll just give her one of those little noodles to give the kids to swim in the swimming pool. We'll just give her that. She may end up in the ocean, she may not, but at least she's got her noodle to float on. Is that fair?
I guess so.
Sounds good to me.
All right, coming in at number 6. Let's get on to number 6. We got to get through this because we can't take all night on the top 10. Coming in at number 6, Kylo Ren, everyone's favorite emo from episode 7. Kylo Ren, if only the lightsaber had been pointed in the other direction. Spoiler alert. Kylo Ren is a mess of a character on a team that has no place in any raid phase, in any raid, and any arena team. His farm is easy, but uses up a precious resource, Cantina Energy. You are better off farming any of the dozens of other characters and mods that you are investing in before investing in this garbage heap. There has been an awakening. Have you felt it? Nope. All right. So what do you guys think on the old Kylo Ren?
He was good there for a hot minute when the episode 7 characters started coming out.
Yeah, that Retribution, which was nice. He synergized well with Phasma.
I have him full. He's just not good.
I actually got to speak to the guy who created his kit the other day. And,
did you smack him in the mouth? Did you smack him in the mouth?
wanted to. It was actually the first question, because he said he was like, oh well, I used to.
And I'm gonna say before you even say, I want to say this guy probably came up to you and bragged about creating it, right?
No. He just was kind of talking about how because there's a new guy that creates all the, but if you've noticed lately, all the abilities are a lot more advanced. They're a lot more synergistic. The abilities that have been created over the last 6 months are a lot more advanced than what we saw in the first 6 months of the game, right? And what I'd say is he's saying that he was the guy that was making the characters at first, and I was like, so you're the one that made Kylo Ren? And he's like, yep, that's me. And I was like, oh, I need to talk to you. But no, he's just basically, you got to bear in mind that a lot of these characters were made when different things were meta, right? Darth Sidious used to be meta with healing immunity. So back then, Kylo Ren and healing immunity made sense. Now he hits he took
Mob Enforcer's noodle, right?
Yeah, he hits he's trying to whack you with a feather, and he also, he just doesn't have anything beneficial to him other than the fact that he's tanky. He's tanky. His one ability that is really, really cool is dependent on him actually being below 50% health to actually hit somebody really hard. And while there can be occasional circumstances where that works out for you, it's not going to be. You're not looking. A strong defensive character is not somebody that needs to be below 50% health to hit hard. So
yeah, it kind of goes back. It kind of goes back to the Anakin, where once a member on your team dies, it gets super powered. You know what I mean? They made some changes that now the member has to fall below 50% health or die. But yeah, I can see that. It kind of defeats the purpose. You're not in there. Like people used to say with Anakin, you don't want your teammates to die. You don't want Kylo Ren to fall below 50% health to be good. And it's still not even that great, even when he's below 50% health. So yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so let's move on.
The coolest ability that he has is that he resets his cooldowns whenever he's hit. There's a 50% chance for him to reset all of his cooldowns. So that's the coolest thing that he has about him. But it's he just even if all of his cooldowns are reset every single time automatically, it still wouldn't be enough. He just doesn't hit hard enough.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, so let's see at number 7 on our list is going to be Coruscant Underworld Police. Now, this may or may not be a woman. God. We really don't know. So this is also referred to as Cup. Cup continues his run, or her, as the worst character list thanks to his unreliable single-target stun, his shockingly low damage and synergy, and putrid base speed. The only good thing you can say about him is that at least he is easy to farm. What do you do with those useless shards is entirely up to you. Boom. What do you think, Riemann? You got Coruscant Underworld Police to 7-star max geared?
I do. I don't have max gear, but I have him 7-star, and it's another stun you can possibly use in a raid, but he's pretty much a fodder character. The character has no synergy with anyone. Doesn't the only benefit is mildly is the stun really that you get from him, but other than that, other than being a stun character, there's really no other. He doesn't hit hard, doesn't really do anything of note. But again, I just kind of like on the same page with Mob Enforcer, just a generic character that probably shouldn't even exist.
All right, Dartron, what do you want to do with Cup?
You know what? They should never made this character. Period.
They
should even delete him right now. He needs to be deleted now.
I want my gear back. I want them to do us a huge favor, and I want them to rename Coruscant Underworld Police to Dartron. All right.
No.
This character needs to be renamed to Dartron, so we can forever cement Dartron's legacy in this game. So please, EA Capital Games, please do not delete Coruscant Underworld Police. Please just rename him to Dartron, and change and give him a cat power. Let him have a cat sidekick that helps him.
I'd be happy if they did put me in the game. I
would be too. I would be excited. I want to put you in as Coruscant Underworld Police, and Coruscant Underworld Police looks like he could be deadly. It looks like he could be. He just isn't. So maybe if he got Dartron name, he'll get buffed. We'll see. Coming in at number 4, okay, the sixth most sixth most sexiest girl on our top 10 list of sexy Star Wars Galaxy Heroes characters comes in at number 4, and our worst characters to farm is Talia. Talia is a healer that damages herself. What a terrible concept. A leader ability which provides the greatest benefit to a useless collection of characters in Night Sisters, even worse. Talia has no redeeming qualities except that you get her for free when you start the game. In whatever form she arrives in your roster, she should stay that way. Dartron, what do you want to do with Talia?
You know what? I don't mind Talia, but she doesn't deserve to go into the ocean. She needs to be with Slave Leia, so we actually can, see a lot of things they both can do.
All right, fair. I'm not going to argue. I don't really know what he said, but I'm not going to argue with it. Whatever it was.
Yeah, you cannot argue with that. But I mean, yeah, no, she is just horrible. I mean, again, just another character that shouldn't exist. But I mean, I don't know. Yeah, her best ability is that she takes health away from herself and gives it to others, and she doesn't hit hard, and she's part of a bad synergy or a bad, faction. And yeah, I mean, there's really not much to say about Talia other than, yeah, she's definitely top 10 worst.
Yeah, and if you're into albinos, she's the girl for you. All right, coming in at number 3, Savage Opress. Remember when Savage was good? Nope. Remember when it looked like he might be good, so you put some time and energy into him, and he was still garbage? Absolutely. He is useless in every single aspect of the game. If you have not unlocked him yet, good choice.
A little harsh, but
that's awesome. Yeah, he is incredibly bad, and it's more upsetting because he's actually a cool character that shouldn't be incredibly bad. So it's like when you see characters like Talia or Coruscant Underworld Police or Okna, they're supposed to suck, but like Savage Opress is not supposed to suck. And he's, he has one ability that does an insane amount of damage, but you have to already be practically dead for him to even be allowed to use it, it's like, or get any benefit from it. So it's like, he's really bad, and maybe one day he'll get a synergy with Maul, and that'll change things up for both of those characters, but he's horrible.
Yeah, I would like to see a nice synergy between Savage Opress and Darth Maul, and I'm sure maybe at some point in the future they will do that. All right, what are you going to do with him, Dartron? You going to keep him?
No, he's in the ocean. He goes in the ocean.
He's going in the ocean. All right, so Savage Opress is out of here. Okay, coming in at number 2. Thank goodness Castaspella is not with us tonight. He couldn't make it tonight, so thank goodness he's not here, because coming in at number 2 is Zam Wessel. Okay.
Oh man.
Yes.
Zam Wessel. If you were unfortunate enough to shell out a wad of cash for this Forgotten Movie Extra, okay, quick pop quiz, okay, for anybody other than Riemann and McLeod and Talon. What movie was Zam Wessel from? Anybody?
I have no idea.
Wait, did you exclude me?
You're excluded.
Darn.
So nobody knows. All right, you can tell us now.
Clone Wars?
No.
Attack of the Clones?
Episode 2.
Yeah.
Jango Fett's little apprentice. Oh, you said Clone Wars.
I missaid it. Sorry.
The clones were just in production at that point.
At the beginning of Attack of the Clones.
He's thinking Attack of the Clone. He's thinking Attack of the Clones and saying Clone Wars.
Yeah, that's what. I
Okay.
made a mistake. Sorry.
That's all right. So yeah, so she was Jango Fett's. She was the one that the shapeshifter that dies when Jango Fett shoots the dart into her, and Anakin, was it Anakin or Obi-Wan was holding her? I can't remember which one. One of them was like.
Well, Anakin was screaming, "Tell us!" You saw a bit of anger.
Yeah. Tell us. Yeah.
That was the point of that one.
Yep. And then Jango killed her. Okay, so Zam Wessel. So if you're unfortunate enough To shell out a wad of cash for this forgotten movie extra, you are rewarded with a broken character which relies on a broken mechanic to produce forgettable damage. She provides a possible counter to the dodge meta that has long since been passed by and a sinkhole of raid gear and credits that you will never recover. When looking for a terrible farm, she is a great place to start.
Yeah, she's pretty bad. I mean, again, she's for a Chromie exclusive, really, really, really kind of disappointing. But Scoundrels are, they're making their way, up the charts. One day she may. Yeah, so the cool thing about these characters is like, if they just add another character to the synergy, right, that kind of increases, let's say, the viability of thermal detonators, for example, all of a sudden she's pretty good. If somebody that, let's say there's a character that increases thermal detonator damage by like 5 times, all of a sudden, New Gunray, Zam Wessel characters you're looking at.
Okay. That could be a possibility. We'll see if that's ever added to the game. But as it stands right now, she's number 2 on our top 10 worst characters to farm in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes 2.0. Now, let's get into the number 1 character. This has got to be just pure and utter garbage. Let's see who we got here. Coming in
Probably
at number... Who do you think it is?
Darth Maul.
Darth Maul. Darth Maul was number 1 last time, I believe. Was he not?
Yes, he is number 1, and he's number 1 today, isn't he? Please tell us.
Let's see. We're going to find out. Number 1 worst character is General Grievous. Wow. General Grievous. This
really?
Long, slow farm.
I hate you guys.
Long, slow farm to an unusable character that was terrible before they put raid gear in the shard shop. Now that your hard-earned currency can be used to gear up characters with an ounce of value, this grind is even worse. If you do spend months unlocking him and weeks grinding his insane 1,770 purple and gold gear pieces, be prepared for a character with no role in the arena or the raid. Time and money well spent elsewhere. Drop the mic.
He ain't dropping the mic. He's my favorite character.
I considerably I significantly disagree with that. I totally disagree with this, but I mean, like that's I can understand what he's saying.
Yep.
I mean, I ran a rank 1 team with General Grievous for 2 months.
Yeah, but you could have put a different character in there and probably still kept rank 1.
Okay, but I didn't.
But you could have. So you wanted to put Grievous in there because you wanted to carry Grievous, so he's on your roster. I mean, that's fair.
He was the best option. I mean, for that team. So I mean, no, I would say it was a good choice. And
I think this one's going to be a case of just because it's an incredibly hard grind to get, rather than the efficacy of how good he is as a character or not. There's no doubt he has his place in certain synergies, but it is probably the hardest grind in the game.
He hits really hard on here. Hits really hard on his basic. Okay, he what he's
he does AoE damage. Health immunity. That's good.
He gets a significant increase to some of his stats from gear 10 to gear 11. So I think he's going to be even better at gear 11. And I don't know. I mean, like I said, overall, he's not. I could see what he's saying. I mean, again, I agree that like he's for the amount of time you're putting in, if you're farming him slowly, it's probably not worth it. But I mean, I think there's far worse characters in the game than General Grievous.
Well, I think the point is that it's not even the farm. It's the fact that now you would what are you going to give up? You're going to give up raid gear. I mean, a boatload of raid gear. That you could potentially get out of the shard shop instead of General Grievous. And if you do opt to get General Grievous, you're going to be giving up even more gear because it's going to take an insane amount of 1,770 purple and gold pieces to gear this guy up. So, is he that good? I would say no.
I agree. I mean, is it worth getting him instead of that raid gear? Probably not. But I mean, if you were, if you were able to get him before the raid came into, or the raid gear came into the shard shop, I'd say, maybe hold out. Maybe at some point another character will pop in there.
All right. So any final thoughts on these? Anybody that you guys would like to see added to this list?
Yeah, Castaspella.
Castaspella. Okay, fair. Anybody else?
Castaspella got a mention in there somewhere.
Yes, he did. He didn't even show up to get it.
I would go ahead and say that I think the probably the worst character in the game wasn't even mentioned here.
Okay.
And probably that would be.
Are you gonna leave us in suspense? Or?
What do you guys think?
It's probably
who do you use the word? No, Ugnaugh's not the worst character in the game. Who do you think is the worst character in the game?
Boba Fett.
No,
I'm just taking a guess.
Okay, we're running out of time here. Are you gonna tell us?
The worst character in the game is Night Sister Acolyte.
But she's got so much hit points.
Yeah.
No, that's Night Sister Initiate.
Oh, see, I don't even know. That's how bad she is. I don't even know which one she is. So that's fair. I would say the Night Sisters. Either one of those Night Sisters, whichever ones they are, they probably could both be on this list. But here's the reason why they're probably not on this list, because everybody forgot about them. Okay, that's why they're not on this. They're that bad that they're not even on this list because we don't even know.
Saj Ventress should be on this list.
Yeah.
I think
I would say those other two
are garbage.
Yeah, those other two. You could just put the whole the Night Sisters team could just be a slot on here. You could just put the whole thing on there.
Yeah, just the whole.
So why don't we do that for a list then? We'll do maybe not top 10 exactly.
The top 10 worst
ranking.
The top 10 worst
of the factions.
Yeah, the top 10 worst factions. Yeah, or the top 10 best, whatever. Yeah, we'll have to do that.
Yeah,
that's good.
Just
okay,
let's just rank them for a list now.
So that's fair. So here's our final. Here's our final thoughts, okay? While this list may help you in your general strategy for the game, it was more of a lighthearted bit of fun to amuse us and you, but mostly us. Of course, you will always get something out of playing with the characters you enjoy and want to have in your roster. So thank you to Malia Bean for helping us put this top 10 list together. Thank you for McLeod for putting the graphical stuff in there. And again, this is another TeamSkunk.com presentation brought to you by Mac Media Artists Collective. Boom, baby. Boom. Thank you for Darktron for coming out and spending some time with us on this too.
Hey, I still love you guys, and that's why I still love coming back to you guys to talk to you.
We love having Darktron pop in and spend some time with us. We love hearing about. I didn't hear as many oceans this time as we did the first one, so I apologize for those of you that were looking for a lot of people being thrown in the ocean. Darktron was actually in a very good mood tonight, it looked like.
I am. I have my new laptop. That's why I'm happy.
Nice.
He had a lot of mercy. He had a lot of mercy for these characters.
We even get Mob Enforcer a raft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, normally all 10 go in the ocean.
Yeah. Normally you don't even say who they are. He's just like, you're like number 8. Oh, in the ocean. So
number 8 in the ocean.
Yeah, you don't even get to tell him who it is. Yeah.
Maybe next time I say garbage. How about that?
There you go. Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. So that was our top 10 worst characters to farm in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes 2.0. If you guys agree or if you disagree, feel free to post those in the comment section below. We like to hear what you guys think. Maybe you got somebody you want to add to that list, or maybe you feel that one of those people should be on that list. That's fair too. You can type whatever you want. It doesn't mean I'll listen to you. All right.
I wanted to add something earlier too that I never got a chance to.
So here's what he keeps telling. He keeps telling us a bunch of nothing, and he wants to keep adding to it. Are you going to give us something good this time? Give me something good.
Yeah, give us something good.
Hit me with it.
I gotta bear in mind that I gotta be. I'm under contract here. Okay, so I gotta be.
So basically, you sold out, is what you're telling us. So you're a sellout. You sold out to the man. So now, listen. All that they really did was they just censored your voice. They censored the powerful voice of the people. Okay.
No.
You sold out.
I still say what I think. But I mean, what I can tell you is that just like with anything else, okay, when there's a new update that comes out, there's always a good chance that, for those of you that are going to be trying to get Chirrut Imwe in the tournament this weekend, that other things may pop into different shipments for you to buy. So, don't go bananas on ally tokens.
Really?
Okay, so
I think I have 700,000.
Can you just say?
Points.
Save your. So basically, what you're saying is just save your resources, right? That's what you're saying.
Oh, if you're not going to go hard I'm saying save those ally coins.
I'm saying save your resources. I don't know of any specifics yet, but I know for a fact that you're going to have to farm some of these things, these new things in the game somewhere, right? So just bear in mind that for some of these places that have been desperately in need of something new to farm there, Cantina shipments, save your currency.
All right, fair enough.
You know what I mean? And I'm saying also that there's you have this tournament now, so you can go bananas on ally tokens and try to burn that out. So you may with an update coming on Tuesday, just want to be careful with that. That's all I'm saying.
Well, since we're on the topic about saving
Riemann.
Since we on a topic of resource and everything, they still what the last time we actually got something in Arena and Galactic War shipments. We haven't gotten nothing for a long time for characters.
Yeah, I think we're all waiting. One of those another one's got to go in there at some point. There's a nice little gap in a couple of those, but yeah, I think that's a real good tip in general. But with the extra nod on the wing from Riemann there, appreciate it. Good update. Thanks for that, bud.
I mean, listen. There's this will be my breakdown for you on ships. What I can give you, everything that I can give you to this point, okay? And you're getting 3 new capital ships, okay? So you're going to be basically given, Darth Maul. I mean, not Darth Maul. You're going to be basically given Grand Moff Tarkin, Mace Windu, and Admiral Akbar's ships, okay, to start off with.
Okay, we knew this weeks ago.
Right. So what I'm saying is, when you're getting started off with these ships, you're also going to be getting given those other 3 characters that you mentioned as well. You remember you said, TIE fighter pilot.
Yep. Counselor.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you're going to get these ships to start off with as like your base for ships, okay? And then you're going to go in there, and like I said, just like with your characters, you're going to have every other type of upgrade for these ships. I mean, so you're going to have different types of currencies, different types of mats, different types of gameplay. You're going to be able to earn these mats and earn these currencies through different ways. You're going to be able to level up these ships through different ways. And what I'm saying is, with the characters, that they're going to act in some way as like sort of the gear for that ship. So instead of farming, let's say, stun cuffs for your ship, you're going to want to farm the characters up that are the crew of that ship. So, and then these characters also add abilities to the ship. But what I can tell you is that you have some cool ships to start off with. There's some ships that we're not going to start off with right away that will probably come later on at some point, whether that be through an event or through other things that are coming up down the road. And we also have a lot of cool stuff to look forward to with Rogue One, because there's going to be a whole bunch of new characters that are going to be added there also, right around probably the time that the movie comes out. So you're looking at a whole bunch of new stuff. There's also a lot of cool things that are going to be coming out for the characters that are that are synergized with the ships. Like they're going to have like a like an actual like a hub where you can go and you can look just like at your ship collection. You're going to have to like try to see what characters you need to level up for each ship. I mean, there's a lot of different things you're going to be looking at now. So basically, like I said to McLeod before we came on the stream, is that uh, you're basically cutting this game in half, and you're adding like a whole new section to this game. It's going to be crazy awesome. The effects, the visuals for it are sick. And what's really awesome about it is that it opens up for potential for more, right? So even though we may get the basic version of it right now, which I mean still adds a whole ton of stuff, but still just a basic version of it right now. I mean, we could have, ship challenges, like I'm saying, like ship like military might type events. We may have like ship uh, um, we may have ship raids. I mean, so there's a lot of different things that they can do at some point down the road. So, I mean, I'm just excited because, again, it just adds to the longevity of the game, and there's so many things to look at now because you're going to have to look at new synergies. Now you're going to have to look at farming maybe some characters that you haven't farmed up yet because you like the way they are for you in ships. Maybe Jedi Consular sucks in arena now, but maybe his ship is the bee's knees, and you need to get that Jedi Consular ship leveled up. So you may spend some time forming him up to get his ship ready to go. I mean, who knows? You know what I'm saying? I've only dove in a bit to see what's available and see what you can play with, but I by no means have figured out like ships, and I know the best way to or the best 5 ships out there yet to put it on a team. So,
all right. Well, that was ships. So let's get into these questions. This is the weekly Q&A.
Just wait till I'm going to have some content coming up. Probably right around when the ships drop. So we'll have some stuff to look at.
All right, and, cool. Well, let's get into the Q&A real quick. Let's just wrap this up. We're getting we're way over on time, but that's okay. We probably got at least 5 more minutes to get some of these questions out. We'll have to rapid fire these questions. With ships coming next week, this is from Billy Gunn at Billy Gunn 1216 on Twitter. With ships coming next week, will we have new currency, or will Cantina energy be spread even thinner now? I don't know if Riemann can answer that one, or if he might not even know that one. What are your thoughts on this currency, or will Cantina energy be used? I wouldn't think so.
What do you mean?
Possibly. With ships coming next week, will we have a new currency, or will Cantina energy be spread even thinner? I think he's thinking that we got to get ships through some type of currency or some type of energy. I think he means energy, not really currency.
No, it's not like that.
Okay, good. All right. Okay, so here comes. This is from Andrew Bleakley on Twitter at AK Bleakley. What's a better use of energy, opening new levels or farming gear and shards? For me, I haven't even opened some of these other. I mean, they're open obviously because I'm leveled up high enough, but I haven't even messed with them because I'm still trying to finish off certain characters and get some gear pieces on some of these other nodes. So for me personally, I'm just continuing to farm who I'm farming. But I mean, I don't really see why it would hurt you to go ahead and complete those battles if you can. What are your guys' thoughts? Quickly.
Depends on your goals, but the main advantage of unlocking those is around about 15 to 20 extra Veda shards.
Okay, so if you don't have Vader, you're close to getting Vader to 7-star, whatever star you're at, then yeah, that might be a good option to do it to kind of get those leveled off. So that's good. Okay, so let's see here. I'm level 60. This is from Andrew Bleakley again. He hit us up with 2 questions this week, so thank you to Andrew Bleakley for hitting us up on Twitter. He said, I'm level 60. I just bought the $140 pack of crystals. Must be in another country then. What is my best use of these? 2 6 stars, 3 5 stars, 4 4 stars, or level 6 to 8 gear mostly? What do you guys think?
Stars,
should you focus on spreading them out or starting up a couple main characters? I think you should start up a couple main, don't you?
Yeah, you need the stars so that you can get teams in there into the higher tier raids. If you're spreading your thin and you're all like 6 or 5 across the board, you're not going to be able to get them into the raids and then up there in the higher echelons of arena.
All right. Makes sense. All right. This next one comes from Jonathan. This is at Johnny_Doherty. Would I be better putting Rey or Jedi Knight Anakin to gear 9? My vote, wow, I can't believe I'm saying this. Jedi Knight Anakin for sure. I hate to say anything other than Rey, and normally Rey would always be, if the question is Rey, Rey's always the answer, but unfortunately, recently that has changed. Jedi Knight Anakin now is the guy to go with. And just so you know, Jedi Anakin finds your lack of faith disturbing that you didn't automatically pick him. So, what do you guys think?
Yeah. I think we moved out of the era of the answer to everything is Rey.
Yeah,
a couple of months
sad,
ago, yeah.
but that may change another year from now. What do you got, Dartron?
Anakin is really good for all around. Princess Leia is really good for the new raid. Be honest with you.
I'll tell you.
I've been reading up.
Leia behind, a wedge lead. Yeah, I'm saying Leia.
Rey.
Oh, Rey. Oh, Anakin. Rey is not good anymore.
Yeah, I think those are two options. It's not a general debate. It's an either or because that's what he's faced with. So yeah, go for the Anakin. It's going to be way more useful to you in more areas of the game right now.
So we're moving into a new era. If the question's Jedi Knight Anakin, the answer is always Jedi Knight Anakin, I guess.
Yep.
All right, cool. All right, so a couple of these questions that we got out of the live chat we'll answer, and then possibly I'm assuming that Dartron and Riemann are going to host the annual weekly after show in a LordSclint.com Discord. Is that correct?
I can pop in. Yeah, sure.
All right, you can make an appearance.
Yep.
All right, great. Well, we'll save some of these. Good old Maurice was nice enough to grab some of these questions. So we'll save some of these that will be answered over in the live show after party. Which, if you're unsure how to get into the Discord, can somebody post the link in the chat? You can post it in the YouTube. Also, if you're unsure how to get in there, if you're watching this on one of the other formats, Twitch or one of the other sites that we stream on, just go to LordSclint.com, click on Discord up at the top, follow the directions. It'll bring you into the LordSclint.com Discord, and you can chat live or listen live as we do the after party. We do that every week. And it's a little bit more interactive, and you guys can have some fun in there. So look forward to that after the show. So I just want to grab a couple questions out of here that we will answer before we wrap up. Do I need a light side and dark side fleet commander? I don't think it's not really that way. I think you got three choices. You got Admiral Akbar, you got Mace, and you got Grand Moff Tarkin. I believe you're going to need all three. I think they're all going to hold importance, similar importance. So we'll kind of move through that one quickly. We kind of touched on that earlier in the show. And then which ship? Okay, this is coming from Panda. Which ship are you guys looking forward to using the most? Slave 1 for me. What do you guys think?
Me, that would be Akbar's the only character I actually really have geared for.
No, you can. No, that's just your fleet commanders. You get your pilots.
Oh, fleet commander.
Yeah. Your pilots. So what ship would your pilot? You got like the Millennium Falcon, Slave 1, X-wings, TIE fighters.
It'd be Leia.
Leia, okay. What ship does Leia fly? I can't remember.
Slave Leia ship.
Oh, nice. Okay. Slave Leia. That's the one they need. That's the one they need. All right. So I appreciate everybody watching the show tonight. Appreciate all the guests that participated. Thank you for Riemann for flying all the way out to California and not really giving us any good tidbits or insight. Thank you so much. We appreciate you torturing us with your silence and your vagueness. Thank you. That's how we wanted to spend our Friday night. Was full of vagueness.
I think I
You did a great job. You did a great job. You did a great job. But listen, now I kind of look at you as partly okay. You're not all the way on the same team as me anymore because now I feel a little bit like you sold out. Okay, I feel a little bit like you sold out because a lot of what you're telling us is being a hype man, and we're not getting a lot of that meat and potatoes that we want. You're giving us a lot of veggies, okay? So next time you go out there, you better say, listen, we don't want no veggies. We want all meat and potatoes. Give us that, and then bring that back to me, okay? Because I'm hungry. I'm hungry.
Because I love the veggie fruits. So thanks for
I guess you must be getting with Cloud signed up for something because he's been all over your veggies tonight. He's been loving your veggies. So I want the meat and I want the potatoes, okay? The people want the meat and the potatoes. We don't want veggies, okay? We don't want Jedi counselors. We want Jedi Knight Anakins.
You definitely want the meat and potatoes, but I mean, listen, just
Are you trying to tell me I can't handle the meat and potatoes? Are you trying to tell us that we can't handle the meat? Is that what you're trying to do? Are you trying to insinuate that we cannot handle the meat and potatoes?
I'm saying that you can't.
I think he's just trying to shove veggies down our
Yeah, he's trying to shove these veggies. We don't want these dang veggies. Take your veggies. Okay, get them out of here. We don't want them. All right, so
it's going to be the next Ultimate Food Championship. Is going to be skunk versus the veggie fruit.
Yeah, we're out on the no veggies here. Okay, we're meat eaters here. All right, so appreciate everybody that watched the show. Appreciate all the guests that were on. Thank you guys so much. Remember, every single Friday, for the most part, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 7:30 Central, 4:30 Pacific, 5:30 Pacific. Sorry, I always say 4:30. It's 5:30 Pacific time. Appreciate everybody coming out here. We got the 3 murderers that are going to be hanging out with us in the Discord after party. Make sure you guys get over there to that Discord after party. Riemann will answer some more of these questions that good old Maurice was nice enough to get, and you guys were nice enough to ask. So again, make sure you check out lordskunk.com. We got the AAT Tank Takedown Raid strategy guide up there. Make sure you guys are following that. We got the AAT Tank Takedown video we just did yesterday that you guys can go back and listen to if you missed it, or if you watched it, make sure you share that with your guildmates, man. That stuff's important. Follow us on Twitter, LordSkunk1. Follow us on Facebook. Just search for lordskunk.com. All kinds of good stuff that we got coming up over the next couple weeks. I'm sure Rebound will give us some videos next week that we will have up on lordskunk.com. In that TIE Fighter, the Empire one, character review we'll have up there at some point when Rebound sends me the thumbnail for it. So appreciate everybody. We'll see you guys over in the after party. Peace out, homies. Have a great weekend, and don't eat too much turkey on Thanksgiving. We won't be having a live show until next Friday, so you guys will have a whole Thanksgiving in this amount of time before we see each other again. So happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Happy Thanksgiving to Dartron up there in Canada.